The pink puffball Kirby smashed onto the scene back in the original Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64. In the game, Kirby's considered one of the second best characters in the game, second only to Pikachu in viability. Since then, he's had a rough time. In Melee, he's considered the worst character in the game, and in Brawl, he places 20 out of 38, which, while better than Melee, is still considered bad. In Smash 4, Kirby topped that at number 50, placing him in the bottom 10 characters of the game. It seems that things are going the same way with Ultimate so far, but with a few buffs, Kirby's managed to stay relevant. While he's honestly not that great of a character, that's never stopped Kirby from having a fun and representative moveset in Smash, even pulling from his source material where he copies the neutral special of his opponent when they're inhaled, just like Kirby taking an enemy's copy ability in his home games. However, I'll be taking a look at Kirby today, and reworking his moveset design just for fun, as a way to update the character and theorycraft some fun new tools. I'm Germ-X, and today I'll be reworking Kirby. Before I get into the thick of it all, I just want to say thanks for the support of my first video. It means a lot to see that there's at least a small subsection of people on the net that took the time out of their day to watch my content, despite being so new to all this. Now I do plan on making a series out of this concept of fixing or reworking a character's moveset into either a more representative, current, or even just a fun and different concept for them. As the title suggests, I'll be calling it Fixing Blank or Reworking Blank, depending on the character and how I feel about them. I don't really have a timeline for it or when I'll put out videos due to balancing this with college, but I do want to get at least one fighter done a month, which would be about the best I could ask for currently. So if you enjoy this sort of content, then consider dropping a like, comment, and subscribe, so I can keep going with what I've got here. With that out of the way, time to get into the actual video. As mentioned earlier, Kirby's current moveset is actually pretty good at representing who Kirby is and what he does. He has an array of references to his copy abilities, and obviously likes to pull from the fighter ability for a lot of his moves. Like last time, I'll list out the moves that won't be changing at all. These moves are Jab, Up Tilt, Dash Attack, Forward Smash, Forward Air, Back Air, Up Air, Up B, and Down B, along with his throws. All his other moves will be changing in some way. The moves here are surfaceable moves that mostly reference his source material, but I'll be changing some moves to be more referential or just ideas that I thought would be interesting to change Kirby. Unlike Sonic, Kirby won't have a universal mechanic change, so there's not much else to say now but to get into the moves. Forward Tilt, Yo-Yo Toss. First up to change is Kirby's Forward Tilt. The current move is just a roundhouse kick that Kirby can angle. It's a good tool for getting opponents off of him and can even set up for tech situations on an unwary opponent. However, I'll be changing this move into Kirby's Yo-Yo Toss. Taking straight from the Yo-Yo copy ability, Kirby throws his Yo-Yo forward in a quick upward sweep. The move would be twice the range of his current forward tilt, making it a safe poking tool. As well, it will retain its property to kill at later percents. By virtue of it becoming a weapon, this move is now disjointed as well. This overall gives Kirby a move that he can space with a neutral due to the reach and speed of the move. Down Tilt, Slide. Next on the list of changes is giving Kirby a new down tilt. For his new down tilt, Kirby will utilize his slide ability that he's had in most Kirby games. The slide allows Kirby to break blocks and damage enemies when he doesn't have a copy ability. In Smash, it will function like Cloud's down tilt, moving Kirby along the ground. This move will pop characters up to help Kirby start combos, and the late hit of the move will retain the chance to trip opponents just like his current down tilt does. Up Smash, Gazer Spiral. Continuing with our grounded normals, I'll also be changing Kirby's Up Smash, which will become the Gazer Spiral from the Yo-Yo copy ability. Kirby will charge on the ground with a yo-yo in hand and do a spinning handstand upwards, anchoring himself to the ground with the yo-yo. The move will start incredibly quick, with Kirby having a strong launching hitbox as he rises, but will have a decent amount of cooldown as Kirby returns to the ground. The range of this move will actually place Kirby's entire body above the lower platform of Battlefield. However, Kirby will still move back to where he started, even if there's a platform in the way. This makes it a decent anti-air tool, and it has a great upwards reach and launches opponents back up. Down Smash, Mirror Body. For the final grounded move that's changing, we have Kirby's Down Smash, which is going to be changed to the Mirror Body, from the Mirror copy ability. Kirby stands on his toes for the charge, and when released he splits into two going to each side. The smash attack is incredibly fast in both startup and recovery, making it good for catching opponents off guard or reading tech options. In exchange, the move doesn't do much damage and the knockback is okay, but it does send it at a horizontal angle, setting up for tech chase and sending off stage at an odd angle. And that covers all of the grounded moves I'm changing on Kirby. These changes I think will give him some better tools to work with, while still giving Kirby references to his different copy abilities. From here, we're going to move on to the changed aerial attacks. Neutral Air. Air Puff. First up for a new aerial is Kirby's Neutral Air. This is one of a few moves that I personally don't like on Kirby, as it really serves no references, and while it has good utility, I think it can be made better. So that's why I'm changing it to the Air Puff, which Kirby does when he stops flying. When he exhales after stopping his flight, Kirby shoots out a puff of air that damages enemies and keeps them from camping or landing. In Smash, it would be a projectile that Kirby launches in front of him that deals low damage but decent knockback. It will go a distance similar to that of the final cutter beam. The move can be used out of a short hop, giving it use in neutral and as a poking tool. As well, the knockback allows it to work as a sort of combo extender. Down air, hammer twirl. For the other aerial move that's changing, we have Kirby's down air. This move is relatively fine outside of mechanical quirks that really should be ironed out, but I'm changing it because I feel like it could be made into something that references a more specific Kirby move, being the hammer twirl. The hammer twirl is an ability that comes from Hammer, where Kirby takes his hammer and spins it below him. This is seen as a move on King Dedede in Brawl, actually. The move would be functionally the same as Kirby's current down air, being a multi-hit move that drags opponents down with Kirby and spikes them at the end. However, the spike at the end will be stronger to help Kirby in edgeguarding his opponents. As well, the move now benefits from being disjointed due to the hammer reaching below Kirby instead of his body. His aerials are relatively fine. As you can see, I really only changed 2 of them. The same is going to follow for his special moves in a way, but I'll leave that for when we get to it. We'll start with a minor change that I'm making to his side special, the hammer flip. The grounded version will remain intact. However, the aerial version will now be reverted back to its melee version. This turns it back into a reference to a move that Kirby has, and at the same time, it gives Kirby a better move that acts as a disjoint that he can space with. Neutral special, inhale and copy ability. Now on to the real meat of this rework, and what makes it really shine in my opinion. So this final change has to deal with reworking Kirby's neutral special, his inhale and copy ability. There's going to be 2 variants to this neutral special that I'm going to discuss, but before I describe what those entail, there's one global change that I'll make no matter which option I use. Kirby's inhale can now catch multiple opponents, up to 3 max. This allows Kirby's exhale to become more powerful, dealing more damage and knockback to players hit by the multi-star shot. With that universal change covered, we can delve into the 2 options that I have for changes to Kirby's copy ability. Option 1 is pretty simple in explanation and function, and not the most original idea. I've seen other people have this idea before. When Kirby copies a fighter, he normally only takes their neutral special. I'll be changing it so that he now takes their entire special moveset, rather than just their neutral special. In exchange for this, Kirby loses the 1.2 times multiplier he currently has to his copied moves. This would make Kirby's copy ability true to the Kirby games, as he copies an entire enemy in their moveset. Now, as much as I would love for this to happen, I would never expect this to happen, as it would take a ton of work to implement, and this honestly goes for both ideas, but the second option is just insane. It's a real doozy, I'm telling you. Option 2 is where things get crazy. For this change to Kirby's inhale, the concept of copying an enemy fighter is now gone. This may seem controversial, but again, this is just theory crafting. Instead, when Kirby inhales his opponent, he gets 1 copy ability from his series based on who he sucked up. For example, Mario would give Kirby the fire copy ability. With this copy ability, all 4 of Kirby's special moves would change, essentially retooling the character into something entirely new. This could provide Kirby with something that's a little more direct from his games. Hey, Sakurai helped develop Kirby in Smash, so the moves translate pretty well. And could honestly help with how many new characters we keep getting. With a roster nearing 80 characters, managing a unique neutral special for each character is becoming quite the task. By changing it to a set of copy abilities, this allows characters to only need a flag telling Kirby what ability he gets from them. As well, it would cut down on Kirby hats, as sad as it would be to see them go, which also saves some development time. If a character doesn't have 1 copy ability assigned to them, the Kirby will be given a random one. The same rule applies if multiple opponents are inhaled at once, just like how Kirby goes into a roulette if he inhales multiple enemies in his games. With that said, I have a whopping 7 copy abilities planned out, which is what the rest of the video will be dedicated to. I'll link a chart to which characters give what ability in the description to not clog up the video with mindless info dumping. And away we go to the first ability being the iconic sword copy ability. Most commonly found in sword fighters like Marth, when this ability is inhaled, Kirby will don his green cap, I wonder who that's based on, and his trusty sword. All of his special moves become brand new sword attacks that give Kirby a leg up on the competition through their quick strikes and reach. Let's start with his new neutral special. Neutral special, sword beam and multi-sword attack. Kirby's neutral special will be the sword beam or the multi-sword attack, depending on Kirby's health. When Kirby is full health, be it at max stamina or 0% in a normal match, Kirby will launch a crescent-shaped beam from his sword. This move is just a neat reference to both Kirby and Zelda, and gives Kirby a situational projectile that deals low damage and knockback. Once Kirby takes damage though, the move will become the multi-sword attack. This move has 3 parts to it, each one triggered with the B press. The first 2 strikes are simple sword slashes that lead into the third part of the move, where Kirby unleashes a flurry of sword swipes. This part of the move can be held like a rapid jab, and has a final launching hit that sends opponents away. While not useful as a combo tool per se, the first 2 strikes are fast enough to let Kirby poke effectively and safely, while the flurry strike allows Kirby a way to tack on some decent damage. Side special, drill stab. Kirby's sword side special will be the drill stab. This sees Kirby lunging forward with his sword. This move would be a dragging multi-hit move similar to how it is in his games, with a final launching hit. The move itself will move about a third of battlefield. It has a short startup period, but with some end lag at the back, keeping the move from being spammable. That makes it great for reading rolls in tech situations or catching an opponent's landing. Up special, upward slash and sword dive. Kirby's up special is going to be a two-part move in the form of upward slash and sword dive. The first B press will send Kirby upwards at a diagonal angle, while the second B press will send Kirby slashing back down with a spike hitbox. The trajectory of the move is that of an inverted V, and would travel the same height as Final Cutter does, just without forcing Kirby to go back down. Quick startup would make it a decent out of shield option, but in general it would be mostly used for recovering and style plays. Down special, spin slash. The final special for the sword ability is the down special, being the spin slash. Similar to all the Lynx's spin attack, this sees Kirby charge up and spin in a circle with his sword outstretched. The main difference between the Lynx and Kirby is that Kirby gains no height by doing this, but Kirby can move forward and backwards while doing it. Another fast out of shield option that also has minimal end lag, allowing Kirby to make follow-ups after landing the move. And that covers it for sword. There's still 6 more copy abilities to outline though. So next up we have Fire. Fire Kirby is another iconic ability. Simple in execution but packs quite a punch. Kirby can breathe fire, turn into a fireball, and other attacks while in this form. Getting this ability entails inhaling someone associated with fire like Mario or Charizard. Neutral special, Fire Breath. First up we have the Fire Neutral special, which is obviously based on Kirby's Fire Breath. It works very similar to other fire breaths like Charizard and Bowser, where Kirby can angle the move up and down and change the trajectory of the fire. However, unlike the other ones, Kirby can also push it out to increase its range or angle it inwards to make it shorter but more powerful breath. As well, the breath does weaken if held for too long, Kirby will have to wait for it to repower itself. The farther hitboxes of the move have no hit stun on them, so opponents can be in it and take damage without flinching, but as they get closer to Kirby, the opponent will start flinching. Side special, Burning and Searing Burn. Next for this Fire side special, I decided to go with a Rework Burning ability. While once its own copy ability, Burning was eventually merged into Fire and given some new utility, which will be seen in this move. In comparison to Kirby's dash attack, this move is actually a multi-hit that brings opponents along with Kirby as he moves. This allows Kirby to use the move to extend combos or start them, rather than using it to kill with. As well, this version of the move will allow Kirby to run off stage with it, setting up for edge guards with it. By pressing B again while in the burning state, Kirby can activate the Searing Burn. The Searing Burn will stop Kirby's momentum and cause an explosion around where Kirby stops. This allows the moves to actually be used as a combo finisher as well as an extender, as the explosion will be a strong launching hit away from Kirby. Up special, Blast Jump. For his up special, I actually decided to borrow a concept from another series that isn't Kirby. His Fire up special will be dubbed the Blast Jump, a concept based on the Flame Wisp from Sonic Colors. While I know this isn't a Kirby reference and kinda goes against everything I stand for, the bias is real because I love Sonic, I just couldn't really find anything else to work with as a recovery for the move in the Fire moveset. Onto the actual move, Kirby charges up and then explodes in an upwards arc as a recovery move. The initial blasting move will have a strong launching hitbox that can be used for both edge guarding and reverse edge guarding an opponent. The arc itself will be about the same height as his current Final Cutter up B, but it will send Kirby much farther horizontally. Down special, Fireball Inferno. For the final move of the Fire copy ability, we have the down special, Fireball Inferno. Kirby engulfs himself in an invincible flame that can be held as long as Kirby wants. Arrows that come in contact with the flames will be launched away, and any projectiles will be incinerated on contact. As well, the fast start of the move allows Kirby to catch unwary opponents off guard with it. This move doesn't come without its downsides, however. The first is that every second Kirby is engulfed in flames, he takes 5% of damage, with a minimum 5% just activating the move. As well, Kirby is stuck in place while using the move, unable to move around. The final downside is that it has a ton of end lag, as Kirby needs to extinguish the flames before acting again, taking a half second before being able to act. And that's going to be it for the first part of this video. I was originally going to make this one long video detailing all the copy abilities, but I realized it didn't just end up way too long for one video. I try to keep my videos short so they don't drag on for too long and have too much info in them. In the next part of this video, I'll be detailing the other 5 copy abilities and their functions. So if you want to be the first to see that, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. As well, remember, if you like the video, hit the thumbs up and comment if you have anything to say. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.